Hi everybody, happy Poetry Month. My name is DesRochers-Short and I'm here to talk to you about poetry. A lot of my poetry centers around my time in Maine, where I grew up, even though I live in Virginia now. I was introduced to poetry when I was in second grade and I loved it ever since.
When I begin a poem, I first use all 5 of my senses to feel my surroundings. I ask myself, what am I smelling? And what does that remind me of? Then what am I seeing? Does it relate to smell at all? See these things and ask what those things might mean. What is the feeling around you? Can you touch anything or taste? Always ask a lot of questions about what is around you and see if you can make connections to anything you have seen before. Then, from the connections and things that I have seen, I start using comparisons. I think about how I would like to use different tools in my poetry toolbox. The words used to describe poetry are spelled sort of strangely, and I had a hard time learning them, and therefore they feel sort of magical to me. But by now, I have learned a lot of this poetry vocabulary, and I keep them in my mind, which is my poetry toolbox. We are going to talk about 4 of them today. Simile, metaphor, rhythm, and rhyme. These are some of the most important tools within my poetry toolbox to help with writing poems. In the poem I'm about to read, I use all 4 of these tools, and then I will tell you how you can use them to write your own poems. Ready? On my front porch, I see a tree showering petals like snow, and the holly bushes trap the fragrant flakes on spiky leaves. Happy the spring is here and the soft breezes blow, but at least the snow doesn't make me sneeze. First, we are going to talk about a simile. A simile is one thing that is as or like another thing. And so here we have petals like snow. A metaphor is when one thing is another thing. And so here we have holly bushes that trap the fragrant flakes. Holly bushes can't actually trap something. And the fragrant flakes aren't really flakes, they're petals that look like snow. And we have a tree showering. A tree can't actually shower, but what I see looks like a snow shower or a snowstorm. Next, we have rhythm, which is like a heartbeat. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Happy that the spring is here. That is a representation of iambic pentameter. Happy that the spring is here. Can you hear the beats? And lastly, my personal favorite is rhyme. Rhymes sound like each other. And here I've pointed out many of the rhymes in the poem. Then, after we use all of these tools together, we can make a poem. On my front porch, I see a tree showering petals like snow, and the holly bushes trap the fragrant flakes on spiky leaves. Happy that the spring is here and the soft breezes blow, but at least the snow doesn't make me sneeze.